evening. The topic I would like to discuss today is Andrew Tate being cancelled on social platforms. For those of you who don't know who Andrew Tate is, I'm assuming you're either living under a rock or you've got some very controversial ideologies, or, well, you don't have access to the internet. For those of you who don't know, Andrew Tate, as he likes to say, is a 4 times world kickboxing champion, a self-made multi-millionaire, and an overall person who's been popping up on everyone's feed for the last few months, if not even longer than that. And in his time conquering the social media platforms, he said quite a few things that certain people see as controversial. And of course, living in the beauty of 2022, they decided to cancel him. Why? Apparently, the people that have cancelled him, Meta, the father company of Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, owned by Mark Zuckerberg, sees Mr. Andrew Tate as misogynistic. Andrew Tate himself has said that he isn't a misogynist multiple times. In his time conquering the earth, Mr. Tate became a certain figure, perhaps even a father figure, to many men and boys across the world. He is a dream state of every boy, and he works in such manners that give opportunities to those boys and men to become the best versions of themselves, not even be a copy of Tate. The media perceives this man as a misogynist and as a threat to the youth, a threat to everyone listening to him. We shall be objective on the subject. The Midnight Network does not propagate teachings of any individual. Perhaps we may subjectively agree with some things certain individuals say, but we shall not propagate others' ideologies to our audience. So, as we've established, Mr. Tate is very popular and bad for the youth. What's the problem in this? Even if he was as bad as the media portrays him, which is exactly what they've been doing, in a manner of showing what is good for them, showing what they want you to see. But let's say all of that is completely correct. Let's go with a metaphor. Let's say Andrew Tate is a sickness, a plague, sickening the minds of youth, turning them into an army of mini Andrew Tates. Let's say that is correct. What is the problem? What is the issue? You can't cure a disease that's already spread all over the world by eliminating the root source. You can't stop a nexus, an ideology, by eliminating the man behind it. What did they do? They have turned him into a hero. Why? If you silence someone, then you don't want anyone to hear what they're preaching. They don't want you to hear what Andrew Tate is preaching. They don't want you to do your own research. Why is this bad? They're feeding you, they're programming you in a manner that they see as fitting. So we've established that Mr. Tate is apparently a sickness, and then we've said that you cannot eliminate the sickness by simply removing the source of it. Here we find another issue. There is no central source of Andrew Tate. He is not the one spreading his own message. Andrew Tate has 2 YouTube channels, and he had an Instagram profile. He did not even have his own TikTok account, and he's conquered the platform. How? Because like-minded individuals do it for him. They are not getting paid to promote his message. They are individuals portraying Mr. Tate as a hero, as an older brother, as a figure they can look up to. Yes, it is correct that Mr. Tate has a program that has been called, or is called still, Hustlers University. And in that, there was an option to do affiliate marketing for Mr. Tate. And many people have chosen to promote Hustlers University by promoting the messages of Andrew Tate. The correct ones, the bad ones, the funny ones, memes, you name it. Because of people promoting bad messages and not getting the point of Mr. Tate's preaching, the program has been shut down by Mr. Tate himself. Now, we've established that there's no root cause. Apparently, the people who are angered by Mr. Tate thought that the root cause of all of this was his Instagram profile, which is semi-idiotic. You have millions of people spreading the same message, relating to the same man they find fitting, relating to their hero, and your solution is to shut down his Instagram profile. That's just stupid. So the media portrayed his Instagram profile as a sickness, and their solution was to shut it down. In shutting down Mr. Tate's Instagram profile, you've accomplished nothing. There's millions of people spreading the same message, spreading the same ideology on behalf and not on behalf of Mr. Tate. You cannot stop an idea. So you decided to stop the man behind it, turning him into a hero. So let's say he's not a hero. He's not the figure everyone portrays him as. He's not popular. He's a person who's accomplished nothing, and the youth shouldn't listen to him. What's your alternative? Where is the hero? Who is the hero preaching the message that the youth need? Preaching the message that they want to hear. Where is the hero that the youth is supposed to look up to? He doesn't exist. Where is he? Where are they? Where is she? Where is they, them? They don't exist. Let's face it, the media just didn't like him. Why? because man was bringing back a functional system of tradition, value, strength, honor. It doesn't matter how he portrayed his message. It matters what the message was. And if you're just stupid enough not to see it, that is your problem. You can hear a rapper rap about killing somebody, but if you hear it in a way that you like, you're gonna be okay with it. So, is it just me, or I see a double standard here? Once again, we at Midnight Network do not promote any individual's ideology directly. But yes, we will take the good things of teachings of any man on this planet and share them with the world. And that man had certain good things to say, perhaps in a bad way, but still. And the root cause of all of this drama and canceling someone is the mere fact that he was brave enough to say it, to speak for the masses. You think just magically millions of people agreed with a man that said certain sentences? No. Why did they agree with the man that said certain sentences? Well, perhaps because they found themselves in him. They found that braveness to speak up. They found a hero, somebody to represent them, somebody to look up to, somebody to follow. And all of a sudden, there is a problem with following an ideology, a problem with following something because it isn't right to say. Where's the freedom of speech? Where is it? Where's the democracy? There is no democracy in this matrix. They want you to hear the things that they want you to hear. It's what media is. It's what it always has been. You don't believe anything and everything you read and hear, do you? If you do, you've got no place to be here. I don't know what you're doing here. All of a sudden, there's an issue with following a message that you correlate with. Why? Because somebody doesn't like the message. Why? Who knows? Economical reasons. Propaganda. You have a brain. Think for yourself. Tell me what is wrong. What has Mr. Tate done? An argument you could present to us is that Mr. Tate was feeding the youth certain things that they're not ready to hear, they did not choose to hear, they didn't want to hear. Well, here's my answer. Firstly, Mr. Tate never targeted the youth that can't legally think or act on their own agenda. Number two, it's the parents' fault if their children see something that they don't want them to see. The whole point of having a family, of having parents, is so they can program their children, so they can guide them, so they can raise them. It's the same if your child sees porn. It's your fault that they've seen porn because you have not restricted it, you have not blocked it, you have not controlled them. 3, it is impossible not to see things on the internet if you use the internet, especially if you search for it. 4, even if Mr. Tate said controversial things that are bad, he still said some things that are good and true, and I know that the truth hurts you. I know that the truth hurts you. So balance it out for yourself. So see for yourself. Are the good things heavier, or are the bad things heavier? Why are all or most of the men that follow Andrew Tate successful? Ask them, how do they feel about themselves? Have they disciplined themselves? If so, how do they feel about it? Are they all of a sudden a certain egomaniac? Or is their brain clear and they can think for themselves and act on their impulses to become better or perhaps the best version of themselves? You can do it. I'm betting that 90% of you watching this know someone who says, yes, this man said something good. I can relate to that. Or they even tried to show it to you. What is your issue? Are we now selectively choosing who can have the freedom of speech and who can't? That doesn't sound like democracy to me. That doesn't sound like the future to me. That doesn't sound like the year 2022. Does it sound like that to you? I didn't think so. You can't eliminate an ideology by eliminating the man behind it. You can't eliminate a network, a nexus, by eliminating the face, the figure behind it. Me? I'm a figure too, but I could be anyone. Anyone could take my place. Why? Because I have no face. There's a little haiku or poem for you. Well, at least for those of you who like rap, because obviously you got nothing against rap. Promoting bad things in a good way. So why do you have a problem with promoting good things in a bad way? Or perhaps you just objectively think that it's a bad way. Maybe it isn't. Do you believe in morals? Do you believe in God? What are morals? Perhaps you and I don't have the same ones. Have you ever wondered about that? Perhaps not all people think the same. And that's the issue. And that's, my friends, what's really bothering the media. They want all of you to be the same. Carpe Noctem, join the network. You're welcome to join us. You're welcome to change yourself for the better, to turn yourself into the best version of yourself, no matter who you are. We know you've got the potential. You know you've got the potential. Don't waste it. Or don't follow us. Follow anybody you want to follow. Do anything you want to do. But do not have the audacity to take that away